The sky was painted in hues of fading gold and gray as Adam stood at the base of Mount Aaron, gripping the straps of his backpack. He was no stranger to this mountain. Once a passionate climber, Adam had conquered its steep paths 5 times in his life. But this climb wasn't for thrill or glory, it was for something deeper. Beside him stood Zara, his younger sister, staring at the slope ahead with a mix of determination and worry. "Are you sure you want to do this?" she asked, eyeing his injured leg and the heavy brace he wore beneath his pants. The accident that shattered his leg 8 months ago had also shattered his will. Adam gave her a tired smile. "I have to," he said. "For me, for Dad." Their father had passed away just weeks ago, a quiet man, but one who always believed in facing life's storms with courage. Mount Aaron was the last place they had climbed together, just before Adam's accident. After the fall, Adam had spent months in rehab, not just learning to walk again, but also battling depression. He had withdrawn from everyone, even Zara. It was only after their father's death that he finally spoke again about climbing. Now, with trembling limbs and a fragile spirit, he had returned. The climb began slow. The first hour was manageable. Old trails guided them gently upwards through pine forests and scattered rocks. Zara stayed close, often glancing back to make sure he was steady. "Need a break?" she asked, after a particularly steep curve. "No, not yet," Adam replied, wiping sweat from his brow. He didn't want pity, even if every step felt like he was dragging his past behind him. But by the 3rd hour, the pain crept back. His leg throbbed, and the brace dug into his skin. The mountain, once familiar, now felt like a stranger, cold, vast, and indifferent. They stopped under a leaning rock, where the wind was fierce but the view was breathtaking. The valley stretched below like a patchwork quilt of green and brown. Zara handed him a bottle of water and a granola bar. "I can't do this," Adam said suddenly, his voice shaking. "I thought I could, but I'm not him. I'm not Dad. I'm not even who I used to be." Zara was silent for a moment. Then she sat beside him and looked out into the distance. "You don't have to be him," she said softly. "And you don't have to be who you were. You just have to be someone who keeps going, even when it hurts." He stared at her, the words settling into his chest like embers. "But what if I fail?" She turned to him, her eyes calm but firm. "Then you try again. Or you change the way you climb. Or maybe you just make it a little further than yesterday. That's still winning." They resumed the climb. With each step, Adam spoke less and breathed harder. His mind fought battles the mountain couldn't see. Voices of doubt echoed in his head. "You're broken. You'll fall again. This is pointless." But then Zara's words would return. Just go a little further than yesterday. At one point, a small landslide of pebbles made Adam slip slightly. He caught himself against a tree root, wincing. His heart pounded. His body screamed for rest. But he didn't stop. They reached a narrow ledge just before the final stretch. Above them was the summit, still distant, still unforgiving. Adam collapsed onto the ground, every muscle burning. "I don't think I can finish it," he whispered. Zara looked up at the path. "Maybe not today," she said honestly. "But look at how far you've come." He turned. The view made him gasp. The forest where they had started looked like a toy village below. The climb had seemed slow and painful, but now he saw the truth. He had made it. Step by step, breath by breath, pain by pain. He was higher than he had been in a year. Adam closed his eyes, a tear slipping down his cheek. Not from pain, but from pride. "I think I'll rest here," he said, voice breaking. "Just for now." Zara nodded, placing her jacket behind his head like a pillow. As they sat under the open sky, clouds swirling above and wind tugging at their jackets, Adam whispered, "You know, I thought motivation came from excitement, or from people cheering for you. But maybe it comes in silence, in sitting with your pain and still saying, 'I'll keep going.'" Zara smiled. "Exactly, and sometimes, it just takes one person to remind you of that." He turned to her. "Thanks for being that person." That night, under a canvas of stars, Adam didn't reach the summit. But he reached something far more important, the part of himself that had almost given up. The next morning, with a clearer sky and a lighter heart, he stood once again and climbed the rest. Motivation isn't about never feeling weak or lost. It's about choosing to continue, even if you're scared, hurting, or unsure. Sometimes, climbing partway is braver than reaching the top. And sometimes, a single step forward during your hardest day is worth more than 100 steps on your best.